Hey everybody, CG Shots Outdoors here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about therapy, and probably not the type of therapy that you're thinking of, but you know, the therapy that kind of hanging out with an old friend, or in this case an old truck. So I got to say, you know, as a human being, as, you know, I guess middle age, I'm in the late 40s, so whatever you want to call that. You know, there's a lot of hard days, a lot of good days, and a lot of okay days. And, you know, nothing beats hanging out with an old friend. And for me, my old friend that I can just hop in and hang out with on a regular basis is this old truck that belonged to my dad. And the therapy and peace that provides me is, it's hard to explain. Folks that have older vehicles that got some sentimental value, that sort of thing, they're going to understand where I'm coming from with this. But you know, folks that don't have that or haven't experienced that yet, you know, that should be something that you might want to strive for. These older vehicles with their just little nuances and sounds and feels and smells, all of that stuff really you know, gets to me when I'm feeling down and I want to just kind of get away from it all. I hop in this thing and it's just, you know, it's therapy, plain and simple. Now, not saying that there's not challenges sometimes with this old truck, you know, and I've talked about that in some other videos, but you know, just get in here and, you know, it always reminds me of my dad, of course. So I always get a chance to think about him and just kind of reminisce about, you know, times we had, you know, seeing my dad drive this truck, me riding with him. And, you know, even if you don't have a former family member's old vehicle, but just having an old vehicle that you've worked on, you've sweated over, you've cried over, you've cussed at, and being able to take that thing, you know, for a ride around the block or down to the store, or, you know, I actually happen to be going to church, so I got to run by church and drop something off, but it's just a great feeling to be able to do that. And, you know, the therapeutic side of it is very beneficial. You know, we always have those things in our lives that are causing us issues and heartache and anxiety and stuff, and just getting in here and just going for a ride, it really makes a huge difference. So, you know, when I don't drive this truck for a week, I start to feel something here that I need to get in here. I need to go for a drive. So this past week we had some snow. We had cold temps and we had some precipitation, and because of that, they had been kind of brining the roads and whatnot. And this old truck does not need to see any salt. It's a southern vehicle, so anytime they put salt on the roads and stuff, I'm typically trying to keep this thing off of it. So it's been, actually tomorrow would have been 2 weeks since the last time I drove this thing. And I had other things going on where I had to drive my other vehicles anyways. So I was itching to drive this thing today. I got to run over to church and do something, and then get back home and get back to work. It always weighs heavy on me when I don't drive this vehicle for a period of time. Not to mention old vehicles, or any vehicle in that matter, letting them sit is never a good thing. This one has proven that time and time again. Anytime I let this thing sit for a period of time, it lets me know when I go to drive it again. I'll have tires that need air in them, or I'll have maybe a slight leak somewhere because something dried out, or a hose clamp loosened, whatever. So, but anyways, that about wraps up my discussion for today. I just wanted to talk to y'all about how these old vehicles can give you a good bit of therapy. If you're having struggles in your life and you just want to kind of get out there and get away from it all, hopping in an old truck like this and driving it down the road, even if it's just for 15-30 minutes, really can provide a lot of therapeutic benefits. All right, so anyways, tell me what y'all think down below. I appreciate y'all coming along for my ride today in my old 96 truck that belonged to my dad, heading down to church. And tell me what gives you guys therapy. What do you do, guys and gals? If you got if you're having a rough day or a rough week or whatever, what do you do to kind of get away from that in order to kind of bring yourself back down? So definitely want to hear from y'all. Appreciate everybody liking and subscribing, sharing, all that fun stuff. If you like more kind of discussions like this, definitely let me know, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.